All right, hey everybody, good evening. Hope everybody's having a happy Friday. I am. First things first, David, you're a complete piece of shit, and you should just refer to me as your proctologist from now on because I'm gonna be up your ass so much, David. Dude, you're gonna be wishing you had a fucking severe case of hemorrhoids. Okay, so let's get into some things here. What I want to talk about first really is trafficking, human trafficking. How David is, how I think this is, in my opinion, okay, let's get that straight first. This is just my opinion, how I think he is, because there is ultimately word that he's trafficking people. So this is how I think he's doing it. When he travels to these places, especially the Amway arena, because that's also known as a multi-level marketing scheme, or a Ponzi scheme, or a pyramid scheme, whatever you want to call it. I just call it a fucking scam. David's just a puppet in the whole thing, though. You know, if he's going down to Orlando, this is what I think happens is he recruits people down there to come and visit, stay up at his church up in Missouri or Taylor or wherever the fuck he's gonna go, wherever he claims he has one of his thousands of churches, which he only has one in Taylor. So he meets these people, again, all my opinion, I could be wrong, but this is just a broad assumption because of his activity. And I know he doesn't just go to Orlando, he goes to other places too. So with that, he's most likely recruiting people. Hey, come work at my church. I have a ministry, and we'll take care of you there. As you guys have seen on his fucking YouTube videos where he's talking about running a school and building all these hotels and all this other bullshit, building a fucking skyscraper and all this other crap, and it screams just a cult, okay? And we all know, David, you're not gonna build no fucking skyscraper, okay? So goes down, recruits these people, men, women, whoever the case is, brings them back up to his cult church in Taylor, manipulates them, abuses them. And if some of you have seen, we know David is doing drugs, so we know that for sure. So again, I think what he does, he brings these people, some of them maybe already have drug addictions, and he comes up, supplies them with the drugs that they need, because we all have seen David's, the eyes, the baggy eyes, that's a key sign for drug use. So again, this is just what I think. I think that he's ultimately recruiting people from other cities and then saying, come work for my church, and ultimately forcing them to work. So here we go. Okay, now we have an instance of forced labor, okay? Say he brings these people up to his church, right? And is now saying, no, you have to work for me. If not, you're just going to be out on the street, or however he manipulates them. We've seen the manipulation. These people are scared to leave. So gets them, maybe, and I think that he even gets some of these people hooked on drugs. The one night that Vicky, you said you saw Jesus, you were on drugs that night, girl. You were dead giveaway that night. You were on drugs. Big time. Big time. But this video isn't about you. This is about David. This is about David trafficking. Human trafficking. And this shit does happen. This shit does happen. I live in a city where it happens all the fucking time. All the time. But when it happens here, they find people in the back of trailers and shit like that. That's the kind of trafficking that happens here. They find semi-trucks full of trailers. Or full of people, I'm sorry. Semi-trailers full of people. David is on a smaller scale. Either way, still illegal. So this is part of how he recruits for his cult, I believe. He's going to these cities, going to these arenas, going to these other churches. We had talked about in our Zoom meeting before, guys. Think of it as like a fucking spider web shooting out, like tentacles, and then how one of your previous cult members, David, told us how they got in touch with Marcus Ball. And Marcus Ball basically funneled them up to you. And you're in Texas, I believe, Marcus, is where you're at. So you ultimately kind of dragnet for David, is what it sounds like. And then whatever your guys' sick fucking scam is, you start, peddling these people off to David into all these other cults, man. Then you just start destroying them. So, again, this is just what I think is happening. I could be wrong, but all the pieces match up, David. All the pieces match up with what you're doing, how you're operating your cult, the people you need to run your cult. And again, you're surrounded by all these pretty women too. So, if you're out there having these pretty women on the street, like promoting your church, like who wouldn't, So again, that's part of your. The women are the blonde women are part of your are part of your MO to get people to come join your cult. And I was curious what's up with the pallets of water that get delivered to your house too. I was kind of curious about that. Every few weeks. Not to your house, but to Michelle's house, actually. Well, it's actually your house, but Michelle's listed on the deed and the title and everything. Because you owe taxes. You tried to incorporate recently, but it got kicked back. I actually have the documents right here of all the stuff you guys you filed recently with the state of Missouri. So I have all that information. So anyways, back to the trafficking. So for all you that maybe want to get out of a cult and feel like you are being trafficked, call the human trafficking hotline and they'll help you. So the documents that I pulled today on David, I pulled several, David. I pulled so many documents on you today. I'm going to post them. I'm going to release them. It's nothing, some of them are just certificates, but one of them's like a certificate of good standing. But this one right here, this is kind of the golden one. Abstract of corporate record for the Kingdom of God Global Church. Okay, so the charter number it's listed under for the state of Missouri is November 000700663. Not a tax number, but a charter number. Date formed Tuesday, January 12th, 2016. What year was David deposed? 2014, 2015. So here's where your scam is starting. Right here. Bam. Kingdom of God Global Church. Started in 2016 because 2015, David, you got chewed the fuck up by Colleen in those depositions. So here, everybody, this is where the scam is starting, okay? He starts the Kingdom of God Global Church. I'm sorry I got off the trafficking thing, but the information I got today was kind of cool. So he starts folding JMMI right here. This is where he starts folding it. Tuesday, January 12th, 2016. So from there on, there's a list of events on this incorporation record. It shows submission filed, statement of change of registered agent or registered office, 16 June 2020. Submission filed. Submission registered statement of change of registered agent or registered corporation, 59. It was filed 17 June 2020. Submission filed articles of amendment for a nonprofit corporation, corporation 53A, and that's in parentheses, and I don't know what that means. I was trying to look it up, so if anybody knows anything about incorporations and non-for-profit, let me know. The submission was filed 16 December 2020, and here's where it gets cool. Submission returned, rejected, articles of amendment for a nonprofit corporation. Submission returned or rejected, 22 February 2021. So this was just about a month ago that this was returned or rejected. I'm trying to figure out why. I wasn't able to, but my guess is that because David owes taxes. Because some of the other information that I have found is Michelle's got some signatures all over these Kingdom of God Global Church paperwork. Certificate of good standing. This is a crock of shit, but this was back in, or yeah, this is 26th day of March 2021. So it looks like you guys actually just got issued this. And this is by the state of Missouri too. State of Missouri, you guys need to check into this fucking cult because they're scamming millions of dollars from you guys. And Axe Michelle's name is all over these documents. If anybody wants these, let me know and I'll post them. If my email is posted in my channel, email me and I'll forward everybody these documents. And I need somebody who can peel apart like incorporations because we need to peel back this scam. I have the documentation right here. Look, guess whose name that is? Michelle Brandon, right there. All over Kingdom of God Global Church. David Taylor is president, secretary Michelle Brandon, 2008 Victory Way Lane. You have Joshua Taylor listed at 208 Victory Way Lane, but that's probably just a typographical error. And these were all signed. Let's take a peek here when this was. 8/31/2020. Report due by. That was the date the report was due by. I'm trying to figure out when the date was signed. 8/31/2020. And it's listing you as executive officer, but here it says you're the president. And I haven't got all the document requests yet. There's still some more that I'm waiting on. There's 6 sets of documents that I ordered. I only got 4. So, let's see what else I got here real quick. Hang on. Okay, so this one is the 2019 annual registration report for a nonprofit. Again, the Kingdom of God. It's called The Kingdom. So it's not Kingdom of God, it's called The Kingdom. So again, you have to be real specific here when you're like looking for these pieces of shit. Okay, they are listing the 1302 Wild Horse Meadows Drive as the main place of business or corporate headquarters. So they live in an HOA where they don't allow businesses to operate in the house. So there's another scam. Okay, David, so you're running a business in your house, okay? So I know where your house is. Okay, so there's a violation right there. I'll contact the HOA now and let them know that you're running a business in your house. But I think they might already be aware of that. I'm gonna call though tomorrow and find out. Because I know where you live now. So it's easy. Michelle Brandon, David Taylor, Joshua Taylor. Dude, you have your son that has fucking naked pictures of his mom as a board of directors. Dude, you got some fucking issues. David Taylor, Joshua Taylor. And who's Angel Jones? Okay, so there's somebody new on here. Angel Jones. Camp, Missouri. And mind you, these are my records. I paid for them. I can do whatever I want with them. And Michelle, your name's all over this. You know, you do realize you're the fall for David. Dude, you're fucked, Michelle. Once this goes down, you're going down. Dude, I can't believe this. That David, you put your son on as a fucking trustee on your board of directors, dude. Dude, you got some issues, bro. Let me check what else I have here. Again, some of these were just certificates. And these are all certified copies because I paid for these. So they're all legit. Again, if anybody wants them, I'll send them out to you. But it would be nice if I could get somebody that could help me, tear these apart and, pick these apart, actually just what's going on, because there's got to be some tax records to back up these documents here, because if they're a non-for-profit, when I called the state today, they wouldn't even help me with finding a tax ID number. They said they wouldn't give it to me because that's private information, but non-for-profit is supposed to be public information. So I was kind of confused there, and I had choice words with that guy, and he just flat out refused to help me. So I'll do it this way. Okay, so the Kingdom of God Global Church, and on here it says the address, Corporate Creations Network Incorporated, 12747 Olive Boulevard, number 300, St. Louis, Missouri. So maybe that's where he was doing his live stream from. And it's next to a Burger King. I already map quested it. It makes sense. That's why you got so fucking fat, dude. You were doing your live streams next to a Burger King. Fucking Jabba the Hutt looking motherfucker. Michelle, your name's all over this, man. When the shit goes down, Michelle, you're gonna go down with it. Like David set you up. I wonder who's gonna pay the taxes on the house now, you or David? Because there's $16,000 worth of taxes that are owed right now. That makes sense why David, you know, had you incorporate everything. Because I think that's ultimately why it was denied, was because David owed taxes to the county and you guys haven't paid them yet. So I'm still waiting on some other information from your state. I haven't got it yet. I just requested the records this evening. But everything I do from here on out, David, is really gonna be to just make your life a living hell. Just like you've done for other people that have left your cult and are now joining us. So I'm digging real deep right now, David. I'm digging real deep. So don't be surprised when shit starts happening and you don't know why. It's gonna be because of me. Guarantee it. So I'm gonna make some calls. I'm gonna send some information over to several people right now and let them know the information that I have to prove that you're actually running a business out of your home where there's not allowed to be businesses at. Actually, it's not listed as a business address. Well, it is, and that's where you guys are ultimately running your call center out of, is that house. So more to follow, guys. This is just some of the information I had today. I did call the state of Missouri to find out if they have a tax ID number, which I didn't find. It's again, I need somebody to help me pull apart these documents because it's just a clusterfuck of information. They're still back kicking, on the 2008 Victory Way lane. So they have Michelle, David, and then Joshua Taylor all listed as kind of board of directors for this ministry now. So, David, I'm up your ass, dude. You can just consider me your new fucking proctologist, okay? So go ahead and get used to the fact of me being in every inch of your life, because you're a public entity. I am going to pull every fucking record on you, and I'm going to find everything out about you, and I'm going to make it all public. I'm going to purchase the records that I have to so they become mine and you can't do anything about it. So, again, I'm onto your scam big time, dude. I'm peeling apart your records daily. And I don't get it. I don't know why anybody hasn't fucking busted your ass, man. That's why I'm here, David. That's why I'm here. Because I give a shit about seeing you fucking scam people out of money, not paying your taxes, and fucking just walking away. You don't give a shit because you're living a fucking fat life right now. You're in Orlando doing God knows what. Well, no, you're probably down in Orlando. You're probably down there recruiting right now. That's what I think you're doing. You're down in Orlando recruiting. Or I could be wrong. You might not even be in Orlando. The contact, you could be moving all around the country. Who knows? You could be with Joseph. Who knows where you're at. All I know is you're not in Missouri. Last I heard, you were in Orlando. And again, you're recruiting right now. You're recruiting for the summer. That's what you're doing. And then I'm sure, I'll know when you're back in Missouri. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll know when you're back up and at home. I'll know right away, too. I'll know the second you pull in the driveway, actually. I'll know the second you get to the JMMI headquarters. I know a lot of things, David. So dude, I'm letting you know right now, David. Your life is going to be a living hell from here on out. You did it to yourself. You ultimately created this monster. So you can just blame yourself for it. Because this is just something I really couldn't just let you slide, dude. That's just, a lot of people don't. A lot of people want you in jail. That's where you should be. You should be in jail. running free for 30 years, fucking scamming people, getting off scot-free. Again, you're like the anal afterbirth of fucking Benny Hinn. He kind of shit you out. So, again, not here to bully you. I'm just here to bring you down, David. I'm getting so much information on you, it's ridiculous. The only thing I don't have yet is your social security number. If I could get a hold of that, I could find out anything on you then. But I do have a set of morals and ethics that I do follow by. So I'm going to go about it the legal way, so you can't, you know. So I'm on you, David, big time, man. And I'm going to stay on you. You're, again, just consider me your fucking proctologist, all right? Because that's what I'm going to, again, I'm going to be up your ass, dude. Big time. Guarantee it. I have eyes everywhere now. You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised some of the calls I've got from people everywhere, all over the country. So, just know, dude. Just know, man. We got eyes everywhere now. So, you know, keep running around, keep your erratic behavior up, because that's the best for us, really, right now. Okay? Don't release any videos. You know, keep doing what you're doing, because I ultimately think that you're down there recruiting right now, and that you're going to ultimately have people come back up eventually. Maybe not right away, but maybe you'll say, hey, yeah, we'll fly you up here. You know, once we get back home, we'll call you, we'll fly you back up. You know, I'm just, again, an assumption. This is how you ultimately traffic people up into your cult. You bring those women, those pretty blonde women, all bleach blonde hair, you know, and you probably go out there and you use them to manipulate people into your cult. Telling, you know, God knows what you're telling them. You know, that you're an apostle, that you're a prophet, that you see God. Yeah, okay. Full of shit, David. Again, we're on to you. Big time. I'm going to be on to you until you're in jail, David. And you're going to go to jail. It's the last thing that I make sure of. It's going to be sure that you go to jail for what you've done. So, just stand by, David. There's more coming. You don't know when it's going to be, but it's coming. So, all y'all stay safe. Happy Friday. I just wanted to kind of give you an update of what I think is going on and how David traffics, you know, people into his cult. And that's ultimately what it is. It's trafficking. When you bring people into a situation like that, you're trafficking people into a fucking religious cult. Then you brainwash them, you manipulate them, and I'm pretty fucking sure there's drug use, David. What the fuck would you need a pallet of water delivered for every 5 weeks? More to follow, guys. Any questions, comments, concerns? Leave them below. If you want the documents I have, email me. I have the email in my channel description. Go ahead, drop me an email, and I will forward them all to you guys. Okay. And again, if there's somebody out there that knows anything about incorporations and, you know, things like that, let me know. I could use help with this. So you guys stay safe. Happy Friday, David. Dude, just again, consider me your proctologist, okay? I'm gonna be up your ass a lot.